Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
There are now 603 San Diego County residents confirmed to have COVID-19. Good evening, I'm Steve Atkinson. Today's update shows an increase of 84 cases from yesterday, and there are 118 of those people being treated in the hospital, 51 in the ICU. And new tonight, a student who lived on campus at San Diego State has tested positive for coronavirus. The student is in isolation and did not feel symptoms until after moving off of campus. And tonight, a San Diego family ripped apart by the coronavirus. The woman's husband is now in intensive care. She and her 1-year-old fighting those symptoms in home isolation. She spoke with our 10 News reporter Anthony Pura about the symptoms that won't seem to go away.
Yara Ayala and her family had their world turned upside down in a matter of days.
We've all tested positive for COVID-19.
She spoke with us from her home, where she is self-isolating with her 22-month-old son, Mikey. But her thoughts are with her husband, Miguel, whose symptoms were so severe he needed hospital care.
My husband started 2 weeks ago, and a week ago is when he could not breathe anymore. We took him to the emergency room at 4:30 in the morning last Saturday, and by 6:30, his lungs started shutting down. And he had to be intubated 2 hours after I dropped him off.
And then things got worse. Yara says doctors tested her and her son for COVID-19 and their fears were confirmed. Her son appears to now be on the mend, but not Yara. Her symptoms are not letting up.
My cough is just not improving at all. I don't know why.
It has taken a physical and emotional toll on the family, but also a financial one. A friend started a GoFundMe to help them. Meanwhile, family, friends, and their church have been dropping off food outside their door.
We've been very blessed with food for this past week, but I honest to God, I don't even know what day it is today. We're both unemployed. Miguel and I, we're both unemployed, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Yara doesn't know how they got infected. They were working at home for nearly a week before symptoms arrived. They haven't traveled recently, and they've listened to all the social distancing guidelines. She hopes others understand they can't be too careful in dealing with the virus.
We ourselves, we never thought that we would catch this. That's all I can say, just stay home.
Anthony Pura, 10 News.
Incredibly heartbreaking. If you would like to donate to help the family, we have a link to their GoFundMe on our website, 10news.com. Now, since opening for applications on Friday, 5,300 small businesses in San Diego have now applied for relief under the city's new protections. Mayor Kevin Faulconer announced that figure today. He also revealed new steps the city is taking after learning a second San Diego police officer has now contracted the virus.
But I want to remind the public and have the public remember that our public safety professionals go to work for you. So we ask you to stay at home for them. And in an effort to continue limiting the spread of this virus, we have paused the current San Diego Police Academy. This is not an easy decision, as we have a historical shortage of officers that we need to fill.
The mayor also said he postponed the start of the firefighter academies and paused an advanced lifeguard academy as well. And the county is warning residents to expect a surge in cases here over the next few weeks. Today, Supervisor Nathan Fletcher announced the county is working with the state to make sure our healthcare system is prepared. In the meantime, the county's chief medical officer says it is hard to give a definitive date on when social distancing and stay-at-home orders will end.
Tomorrow is somewhat of a significant milestone in that it represents the 2-week period where the regional NPI orders and guidance were put into place. All of those factors have to be taken into consideration, and refining that analysis and process is something that we do on a daily basis.
And the county said it will have more details tomorrow on how these efforts are impacting the number of cases being reported. Statewide, we are now up to 6,800 cases and 142 deaths here in California. In Los Angeles County, a different story. There are 2,400 confirmed cases and 44 deaths, and there are reported outbreaks at least 11 LA area nursing homes. Governor Gavin Newsom is also putting out the call for all recently retired healthcare professionals and those about to graduate to help with the state's rising COVID-19 cases. He thanked Facebook for stepping up to help medical professionals who will be on the front lines of this fight.
They are providing stipends for individuals that need transportation funding, that need childcare support, if they're going to participate in this workforce, that can get the kind of support on things that otherwise we wouldn't be paying for. Things not just like childcare and transportation, things like hospital, or rather hotel rooms and accommodations. So they put up $25 million, and we're very grateful to Facebook for providing those stipends to help us in areas where we need a little bit extra support.
And if you're part of that medical workforce that would like to help, the state has started a website, healthcorps.ca.gov, where those medical professionals can register to help. And this afternoon, President Trump spoke about the decision to extend social distancing guidelines until April the 30th. He said it will save 1 million American lives.
Every one of us has a role to play in winning this war. Every citizen, family, and business can make the difference in stopping the virus. This is our shared patriotic duty. Challenging times are ahead for the next 30 days, and this is a very vital 30 days. We're sort of putting it all on the line. This 30 days, so important because we have to get back. But the more we dedicate ourselves today, the more quickly we will emerge on the other side of the crisis, and that's the time we're waiting for. The more we commit ourselves now, the sooner we can win the fight and return to our lives, and they will be great lives, maybe better than ever.
So far, more than 3,000 people have died in the U.S. from coronavirus. As ABC's Romina Puga reports, experts are already anticipating another outbreak this fall.
When asked about the cyclical nature of the virus, Dr. Anthony Fauci saying Monday our ability to test and trace contact will be orders of magnitude better if the virus returns in the fall.
What we're going through now is going to be more than just lessons learned. It's going to be things that we have available to us that we did not have before.
In New York City, the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak, a field hospital for COVID-19 patients has been set up in Central Park, while the U.S. Navy hospital ship Comfort pulled into port. There to ease the burden of already stressed hospitals, plans are to treat coronavirus-free patients.
To me, we're beyond staggering already.
Health experts warning the potential U.S. death toll in the coming weeks could soar as high as 100 to 200,000. And as the coronavirus spreads across the nation, for the first time since Hurricane Katrina, the New Orleans Convention Center has been transformed to deal with the spiking cases.
We didn't sign up for this.
Healthcare workers continue to struggle to help their patients, families unable to visit their loved ones in the ICU.
I just came from a patient's room. He's actively dying, and it was just so heartbreaking.
Internationally, the UK testing a new breathing aid developed in part by the Mercedes Formula One team.
I sincerely think it may actually save many lives by preventing patients from needing to go onto a ventilator.
New data showing Italy's still struggling. Roughly 1 out of every 7 reported cases in the world is there. And some good news from Wuhan, the original epicenter of the worldwide pandemic, reopening its storefronts today. Although customers were scarce after government restrictions kept tens of millions of people home for 2 months. Romina Puga, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Passengers aboard another cruise ship are back on land here in San Diego. The Celebrity Eclipse docked at the port of San Diego early this morning. County health officials say that no one on board has shown any symptoms. All passengers went through a medical screening before getting off. Then they will have to self-quarantine for 14 days. One couple we spoke with say they're just glad to be back.
Oh, we are very happy. My husband was so emotional to see San Diego. We were a little crying even.
In the meantime, more people from the Disney cruise ship Wonder are reporting symptoms. That ship docked in San Diego last week. After returning home, a handful of guests and 2 crew members tested positive for COVID-19. A San Diego biologist will lead an international team of scientists to find treatments for the coronavirus. 10 News interviewed Erica Ullman Sapphire in 2014 while she helped formulate drugs to fight Ebola. Well, today her lab at the La Jolla Institute received $1.7 million from the government and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to do the same for COVID-19. The team says it is racing against time to find an antibody that will tackle the virus.
Every scientist in the world has a role to play right now, and this is the role that's been given to me. It's a big responsibility. It's 12-hour days and a lot of coffee, but this is what we got to do.
The team says it hopes to be in clinical trials by June.